All right, there we go.
No, go ahead. Talk about homecoming. What homecoming is it,
Shoot
realness?
over that thumbnail.
What is the homecoming happening this weekend, realness?
Hold on, you said what?
What homecoming is happening this weekend?
All right, there it is. I see something. I see we're live now somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, on YouTube.
All right.
I'm about to just take the. I'm gonna take the thumbnail
Mm-hmm.
and throw it up there. You do the show. I got the back end stuff.
Okay. All right. So, but we're good to go right now.
Yeah, we are talking to the people.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just waiting for you to tell me what homecoming is Saturday.
City
Which homecoming
Pilot.
is Saturday?
City
Oh,
Pilot. This
okay.
is legendary for the Baltimore area.
Mm.
Legendary.
No, correction. Stop. Put a stop to that right now. It's legendary for City and Poly. Now, ever since we had this tailgate, all these people from Baltimore, starting with the mayor, been coming up to our tailgate with their paraphernalia. We be having Forest Park. We be having Mervo. We be
Really? I didn't know
having
that was all this was
Dunbar,
going on.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Dunbar.
Dunbar,
Yes. See.
Emerson. They act like they
Yeah.
was as big as we
Oh,
are. You
they're
don't
trying to.
bleed black and orange or blue and orange. Now all of a sudden everybody wants to come. I'm not going to Morgan's homecoming with a Bowie State jersey on. That's a
No,
Cardinal
yeah.
City.
I
I'm not
think
going to Lincoln University with a Bowie State jersey on.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Bowie is playing Lincoln. Unless
Yeah.
Morgan is
Okay.
playing Bowie. That's the only time. But y'all coming and showing act like y'all with the city or the place. Almost said it.
Yeah. You guys don't guys. Okay. Okay. Question for you: are you bringing out the sax? The sax man. Are you bringing
They're
out?
not doing an alumni band. If they were doing an alumni band, I probably would be all over it. I've been waiting for them
Okay.
to do something like that for
They
they did a
better.
mini one year when
They need to.
Jay
Uh oh.
Oh man, you
Something.
muted.
The bug got you, brother guy. You hit the mute button.
But I'm gonna say this: Brother Brandon
but
played
I
for the
was
greatest band in city history.
There you
That I
go.
do know.
But we all know brother guy's not going to. He's not going to City Poly though. He's going to Bowie State homecoming because he's got a stroll. Do the thing. Do your stroll.
Got a
Go ahead and
what?
stroll. That's you never see how old a stroll, bro.
No,
I used
I probably have.
brother guy tried to leave. Nah, don't duck down, brother guy. So I'm gonna tell you how I feel about the
why you
idols,
put your
right?
hand like this?
It's like, like I can't even do it. This is the idol stroll. The idol. So I knew a whole bunch of idols. I was cool with them. They were the idols are pretty low key when it comes to their presence. Like not like they take backseats, but they're not as like look at us as there's two
They
frats
do
in
the
particular.
work.
Yeah, there's three other frats in particular. It's like it's like look at me, but the idols are kind of like not they stay to themselves, but they just like kind of like blue collar guys. You know what I mean? Like they like, yeah, we didn't win a frat, but with this one night, I was at work when I was still a bouncer, and a couple guys that just crossed over, and it's like, and you could tell when the young guys just crossed over, it's because on every song that even sounds like something they can stroll to, they strolling, they doing it, Lord.
They be excited.
What's
I
it?
be like,
What's it
that's
called?
the
What do you guys
thing.
call you? What do you guys call y'all main
The,
stroll that y'all do? It's the signature
the
stroll.
Centaur walk.
Okay,
Centaur
there you
walk.
go. I see, Brian. They thought I was making. So he's like, well, he looked at me like, bro, what are you doing? I'm doing this the Centel walk. I wouldn't. I'm not trying to do it because I know you're not supposed to do other people's stuff when you're not in the frat. I'm not being disrespectful, but
But that
I
was a
knew
great
it.
tribute that you did. Usually when people
Oh,
do tributes, it's like to honor it. So it's
try-
approved.
I'm telling you,
I
thank you.
will
I
approve of
appreciate that.
that just for
I'm telling you, I had a
just for
couple
you.
brothers, including brother guy that I owed us. And I'm gonna tell you the funny part. One time, Pork Chop was on the mic, and then he's an iota. Most people didn't know that until he got out there with the young boys and started strolling too. He shut the place down. But
If
anyway,
you ask him if he's an iota, he will show you because he has a tattooed on him.
he definitely
He
does.
has the
Yep.
whole shield tattooed on him.
He shot out them young boys. They lost their minds in there. We had to keep coming to me like, bro. They kept trying to like go like this. Hey, y'all back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. I said, bro, y'all can't do
Oh
that.
shoot!
Y'all,
I'm sorry. I hit
now you
the
good.
wrong button.
I said, bro, y'all can't tell people to move out the dance floor so y'all can stroll and do y'all dance. We know y'all just crossed, bro. Congratulations, but god dang. But anyway, good brothers, the red hat has been on for the last 7 minutes as we have dealt with this, and we indubitably are back for another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast. And why are we here this week? We have Saturday night's main event coming up
Mhm.
this weekend, and we have to figure out who will be the next world champion. And guess what, brothers? I smell a rat. Who will finally cross that threshold? Will CM Punk finally get his world championship run that he's looking forward to? Or will Jey Uso finally silence the critics and have a second world title run and be more than just an entrance? We're going to talk about all that and more And let's get it.
Houston, we have a problem.
That's the homecoming woo. Welcome to the Wrestling Rum Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I'm your host, the realist himself, the big man, the real Dwayne Allen, and he is your host, not just any guy, but the Belt King himself, Brandon, the guy who strangely has something in the back of him. I'll tag him later. And he is your host. You see what I did there? Mr. Super Producer, Brother Hugh, A to the A to the S, T to the A to the E, 3 to the R to the D, who is not in the building. He is in Miami right now feeding some lost ducks because they need the help. And he is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, the starter, the founder of the Wrestling Rim, the man who discovered us all and deep into 2025 as we had just a few months left. Still Hollywood. Brian H. Waters. Are you still stealing shows? No, we'll move on. And welcome to the Wrestling Rum Now podcast.
Why did you move us so fast, though?
It's-
It said no. Okay, he was done.
My man took a trip to the West Coast, California love. Some changes going on. It's okay. We'll talk about that later. But welcome to another episode of the Wrestling Rum Now podcast. We are back and we are in full effect. We took last week off. There were some things that needed to be situated and taken care of because we are gentlemen of priority. But our priority is to be right here with you all today. And we have some things that we need to get into, is because once again, brothers, I smell a rat. I said that in the same way as I told you, as Shredder said it in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's like, "Where's Splinter?" He's like, the rat." That's how I feel right now. I smell a rat, and I think it's gonna.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
You actually played something outside of wrestling? You always shock us as soon as the show
this is
starts,
new.
man. What you got
Which
going
one?
on, Brian H?
Which wait a minute? What turn? Oh, you Nintendo. Okay,
The original
What's
one.
Was
regular?
it Turtles in Time? Which one? What we talking?
The very first one.
Okay,
Read
that
the
was
to the right?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles. Yeah, the very
one to the
first
right.
bad boy.
Yeah, it's on the emulator.
Oh wow, you played that? Yeah, look, I
Oh,
got one of those
he
too.
did.
Talked about that last week.
Okay.
Look, that joint saved me so much money because some games I was buying, like, oh, okay, having, but that joint got like what, thousands and thousands. Like, I'm talking the whole Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and more library. So yeah, I'm like, oh, I played that Ninja Turtles game years ago. So I had to go back and play it. It took me back to being in my cousin's basement. That's how long ago I was playing that.
It's the beauty of video games. It takes you back to your childhood. You know, in my case, it's more than video games, but you can never go wrong especially when Brian H refers to anything outside of professional wrestling. We all know what that's about.
Oh,
So
but don't get it twisted. I
Here it
finally
comes.
got a chance to play King of the Ring on regular Nintendo, Rage in the Cage on what is that? It was another one. Oh shoot!
Now,
But
is
yeah,
that
it
the
was
one that
the
was like
Game Boys.
WrestleMania and arcade? Remember the WrestleMania? Which one was like the arcade game?
that was literally
arcade
WrestleMania,
game.
the arcade game.
No, I'm saying
That's Super-
none of them was. That was on what you call it?
No, that was Super
Regular
Nintendo. And
Super
then,
Nintendo. Okay.
then
Nintendo, yep.
In Your House was on
PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Pin. Yeah.
Yo,
I did-
that was classic.
I know one game you have not played. I know for a fact you didn't play this game. This
You're probably right.
This is a handheld classic, bro. It's two of them. WWS Stars for Game Boy. You got to
Yes.
try that. So you did play that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I stand corrected. That's good. I got another one.
I
we
wish
did.
because I never had it back then. I wanted it.
What WWF Superstars? Yeah, we had it. Well,
Oh,
think-
nice.
my brother had, of course, he was the game guy, so whatever he had naturally belongs to me too. That's just how I say it. But WWF Steel Cage Challenge for Game Gear. Underrated. Really good game. I'm
Yep.
trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Let
man.
me see.
And
Do I
wasn't
have it
it?
over
Didn't
here?
they have like King? Was it King of the Ring on Game Gear? No, that was GameCube. What did GameCube have?
GameCube
GameCube
had,
had all the WrestleMania X7, 8, or X8 and
X8.
X9.
and
What was King of the Ring?
they had Day of Reckoning. King of the Ring, I think
That's
was
what. That's what I'm thinking about. Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning was
But that
definitely
had
a GameCube.
Stacy Keebler. Is that the one that had Stacy Keebler on the cover?
Yes.
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 And
Okay.
Day of Reckoning too.
Okay.
Mhm.
What I feel like
But
I remember the
King of
cover.
the Ring was on the first one with Bret Hart on the cover. That was regular Nintendo.
Okay.
Because that
Yep.
game, the physical game is $40. That's the cheapest you'll see it on eBay.
Wow. We talking sealed or we talking Lucy?
Loose.
Okay.
Probably because it's the last one. So because it's the
Oh.
last of that, like the last wrestling game before
Sure.
they went to the next platform. Whatever's the last version of any particular game generally will be the most expensive.
Okay.
That's
Also,
why like NCAA football 14 was like $80 for years until
yeah, because that was it before they, the NCAA started having issues with the money.
yeah, daggone
Um,
man, bum.
WWF WWF Royal Rumble. That was a classic. Sega Genesis. I don't
Oh
remember
yeah.
Royal.
See,
I'm not saying they didn't have it for Super Nintendo, but
oh,
I
they
remember.
definitely did. That was the
Okay,
first.
so
Funny story. I'm gonna put my Uncle Troy out there. He used to take over the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo.
who didn't see that
Like,
coming?
yeah, so he would take it from my aunts and put it in his room. So my grandmother bought a Super Nintendo that was supposed to stay in the kitchen. And you remember, we 10 years apart, so at 5 and 6, I'm that annoying little nephew. So he buys Royal Rumble, and I was like, Troy, grandmother said you can't play it. I can't play it. I bought a game so I could play it. That game was Royal Rumble. And I remember he would let me borrow it a few times. But yeah, actually, I was playing that for a minute. Shout out to Justin T. Manning. He came on Wrestling for the Culture back in 2021. Oh no, it was Break It Down with Brian H. And we was talking about that game because he recalled the theme music and everything when you turn on that game. But yeah, that and Raw. And Raw
Yep,
is on
remember that was Raw.
my games that I would take back, get
Yes.
back. But y'all can find no stream right here on the Wrestling Realm channel.
No, that's what I've been trying to do for a while now, brother. I don't know if you're into gaming or not, but I remember that was when we first got on Twitch. I was like, yo, I want to do some stuff where I can go back and play some of these games. Once again, I have a bucket list of stuff I'm trying to do. But I think that'd be really fun to just have these kind of revisit moments, looking at some of these games that like we found each other when we were older. It would be fun to go back and play these games like we were like 10 again.
Yeah, see now with this emulator, I got 2 controllers.
Oh, see, he's already plotting. So in other words, I gotta bring a setup and a camera.
So we would have to play realness, right? We would have to play like Marvel Ultimate Alliance or something, so we could do all the team up moves.
Sorry,
Please
Brian.
tell me you
I
remember
know,
that.
I
Please
know
tell
it, but I do. I absolutely, of course, I do. You kidding me? I was a Marvel Capcom guy, but Brian H is
Yeah,
not gonna
'cause
know what's going on. He's
That's
gonna
what
be
I
like, wait a
said.
minute,
He
in this guy,
didn't.
this.
I said Marvel vs. Capcom didn't make this list. I was taken back. I was actually appalled. I said,
It was
how
going to be
one
nothing but
fighting game?
sports. Listen, them wrestling games was as fighting games it was going to get. When as soon as I saw the list,
But
I was
that's
like,
the one.
typical.
Mortal
I said, that's the
Kombat is
one-
goated to me. I've already
But I
bought
was
my
like, why did
own
it make
Christmas
it?
gift. My
'Cause
own Christmas
everybody like
gift.
that.
Mortal Kombat, the new Legacy
That
Edition.
was a
I got
crossover hit, right?
got
Brother guy.
that Goro
Yes.
coming. I can't wait.
What was a
I'm
bit?
telling you.
What was? Go ahead, brother guy.
No, I'm saying Marvel vs. Capcom. I think everybody. If you ever play something like Street Fighter or
Yeah.
any game like fighting game ever, Marvel vs. Capcom was your gateway to say, "Oh, okay, I don't know who this is, but I know who that is." Even like because it had Mega Man.
Yes, it did. That's the
from
main
Ninja
reason for
Gaiden.
me. I was
Yeah.
obsessed with Mega Man. I don't know why, bro. Like it wasn't because of the games, it's because of the cartoon. But you're absolutely right though, and because I know it was a crossover hit because they produced toys from that game. That's my realm.
Yep.
So I was like, wait a minute.
Different color skin. You could change that color outfit. I was like, "Oh, this is actually cool." The game was fast paced, and everybody that got Iron Man had to use that photon cannon, and that was about it. That big cannon that would come across the screen.
See, those games are different. Those games bring back really good memories. But back to Brian H's goddamn game list. I wish we had a graphic up here so we could show the world again. I was like, man, typical.
Oh, you forgot. You forgot Marvel vs. Capcom. But he had Super Mario Brothers 3. I was impressed with that. I didn't expect that.
Now, see, I want to call that a game an underrated game, but I think I was just late to the party because of my age and where I was mentally. So my brother is
Crap.
my brother's 2.5 years older than me, so he was way more in tune and stuff. I was kind of just like whatever he had, I just followed up. So if he was playing it, that means I wanted to play it. And I know a
See, it
lot
was
of
such
people talk about Super Mario 3. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I
because it was
remember
such an
Super
upgrade from
Mario.
what we had played. Yeah, because if
Bingo.
you played the first Super Mario, you was like, "This is great." You play
We
Super
did.
Mario 2, you're like, "What is this?" And
Mhm.
then when you got 3, you're like, "Oh,
Oh, it's a whole
this is
different world.
like it's like you went from Nintendo to like PlayStation 5." That's what it
Bingo.
felt like at the time. It was like, oh, everything was just great about that game. And you had so many unlockable things and different things you could do. And the covers was so true because I remember seeing Mario, and I'm like, why he got like a raccoon tail or something?
Bingo. Yep. Because
Because
the art will get you every time. Because that was back
yep,
before they was giving you screenshots of the game. Like they would show you like I guess illustrations. You know what I mean?
yep. And remember you
You'd be
see the
like
magazine that would show you like the cheat code. You'd be in the store looking like, oh, you can do all this in the game.
for hours
You know,
looking
and there
at
was a time.
Game Informer, Nintendo Power for like three while your mother's at Walmart shopping and you just trying to buy as much time as you like, okay, cool. We've been here 20 minutes. We got
Yeah,
probably got about
she
another
over there
20.
still. I'm gonna be right here. Where you at? Okay, here I come. But you
Yep.
been sitting there looking at the whole magazine the whole time. But that's I'm sorry, go back to your list.
Nah, you
Like
good. I'm sitting here
uh
thinking now we got to do a. I'm challenging y'all before the show is up. Putting well, I don't know if the realness could text, but 5 wrestling games that we would get back, and I'm gonna do the
Oh, you want me to, you want me to send it to you?
yeah, and I'm
Just
gonna make
now.
it.
five
All right.
wrestling games.
Yeah, 5 wrestling games.
5 wrestling
Okay.
games
Yeah,
that we can get back. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And then I'm gonna make a graphic.
Okay. All right. That's easy.
Oh, you
So
got mine's gonna
I'm
be take me a second because I'm torn. Okay.
yeah, it's clear.
Only wrestling
I'm
games.
mentally. I just spilled pumpkin seed shells everywhere. Great. Thanks a lot,
But
realness.
yeah, that Mario 3 though. Let me tell y'all, I was upset when they did that Cena shirt.
Oh yes, yes.
That
It was like it was exclusive or something.
It was an NFT.
Oh
Oh yeah, it
yes.
was an
Oh yeah, I
NFT.
remember
I
that.
was so mad because I want
Yeah.
that game. Like, if there's a graphic or a game cover that just takes you back and that
Yeah.
just tells you it's a great game, it was that one. It's like I would even find the shirt. Like I think who was it? Adam Cole had the poster, and I think he said his mother gave it to him or made it for him or something.
Right.
But he had the poster in his background. But yeah, if you know, Raw had to be on this list. Raw in the greatest wrestling game of the Attitude Era, SmackDown 2, Know Your Role.
He just won't let this go, brother. Guy, I don't know if you noticed or not, but he let me hold that game, and I played it, and it was cool, right? But I was okay. I'm about to expose myself, right? Because I'm trying to get into the gaming community, and I don't want to be considered a fraud or poser. That's an old fashioned skateboard term. I want to be a poser, right? So Brian H and myself used to always go back and forth about, you know, there's always going to be a bias because whatever you grew up on in your childhood was different. But me and Brian H also grew up on the different sides of the video game tracks, right? He was always a PlayStation guy. I was a Nintendo guy at my house. My brother was always going against the grain. I wanted to be with the cool kids. I wanted to get Sega Genesis. Like by the time I got a Sega Genesis, everybody moved on to PlayStation. My mother's like, "Why do you want a Sega Genesis?" And everybody, I'm like, "I just want it because I want to have."
So
my
y'all
moment."
had Super Nintendo.
It was straight because the first system we played was Nintendo. My uncle was a gamer back in those days, and that was a different thing, you know, back in 92 that I can remember versus what it is now. But he had a Nintendo, and every time we went to Uncle Kendall's house, that's the first thing we did. Please, or we played like Sega, and it was like the original, not Sega Genesis, but the Sega Entertainment.
The
But
original
yeah, it literally just he kept
with the
saying we
weird
got
controller.
Sega. Yeah, we like, you got Sega Genesis. He said, no, it's not Sega Genesis. It's just Sega. We like, what? And I was like, oh, okay. But man, never mind. Go back to Mario. And we broke the gun. So we never got to play the duck game.
And everybody
So
be on the screen like this with the gun.
bingo.
Thinking it's gonna help me shoot better. I'm like, oh god.
So the first system my brother got as a little fellow was the Game Boy. Started off Nintendo, right? And then the following year he got a Sega Game Gear. And we rocked with Game Gear for a minute because that was, I mean, it was portable, it was color, you know what I mean? But his first big system was Super Nintendo, and I'm like, bro, we supposed to be with the Sega team because I'm a follower, right? All my friends got Sega, they older siblings got Sega, and I want to fit in with the hood. You know, the hood was the Sega Genesis was all about Sega Genesis, but my brother was in a gaming community for real, so he was looking at graphics. He would be at camp arguing with like different, we grew up of different ethnicities. They was talking about graphics then. Nah, that's got 8-bit versus this. I was like, man, these guys are getting serious. Just pick
I
the Sega
remember
Genesis.
those
I'm
conversations.
telling you, there was always a debate. Sega Genesis, but these kids was really like into their game system because they knew the differences between like, the 16, 32-bit Sega Mega Drive versus the Super Nintendo, and he kept saying, "Nah, I'm going Super Nintendo. The graphics are better." So his first big system was Super Nintendo. Same thing. I played it. We went from Super Nintendo to Nintendo 64. So we had Super Nintendo for maybe 3 or 4 years, before it became a my mom's house thing. We took it to my grandmother's house and left it there.
You said in the book bag that you had to have the padding to wrap everything up to make sure it was okay.
Bingo. I mean, we had a whole thing. Like you thought we was transferring.
Use my good towels with that.
Bingo. And we went from that to Nintendo, around 96. So December of 96, it was Nintendo 64. And then he went from Nintendo 64 to, I believe, Sega Dreamcast. So, you know what I mean? So he was never, we grew up on the Super Nintendo side of the tracks early on. Okay. So by the time we got to Nintendo 64, Brian Nates was a PlayStation guy. So that's that's where the war. This is where the conversation, really begins, because Brian Nates is like, man, SmackDown 2 is my everything, and I'm like, look, bro. For me, I had four major games that changed my life as far as wrestling. He only talks about one during that era, and I'm not talking about PlayStation 2. He's like SmackDown 2. I'm like, bro, I had WCW vs NWO World Tour, WCW vs NWO Revenge, WrestleMania 2000. WWF.
I always blame Marlon, my god brother Marlon, because he would trade him in. Shout out to him. He just had a birthday on the 17th. He would trade, like, I would go to their house and play the game, and it'd be like for a weekend. Me and Mike, because we're close in age, we playing the game. Next thing you know, 2 weeks later, it was like, yeah, Shamar can spend the night. Cool. Yo, what happened to WCW versus NWO World Tour? And Marlon traded in. And I'm like, oh man. Then next thing you know, he might come home with, because they had both sometimes. He might come home with like WCW versus the World or Nitro. So, oh no, his mother bought him Nitro. So that wasn't leaving. If shout out to my godmother, if she bought it, it wasn't leaving. But if Marlon bought it,
it was getting traded.
He would come to church, bring the booklet to the new game. This is when we had children's prayer on third Sundays. We sit up there praying. He handed me the book. 2 weeks later,
we try to get ready.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna ask your mother, can I come over this weekend? Yo, you still got that game? Man, it was trash. I traded in it.
Like, bro, you didn't give me a chance to play, bro.
Yeah.
See, I grew up with regular Nintendo. Then I went to Sega. My cousin had Super Nintendo, but the only thing we played on there. Yeah, I stayed with Sega, but she had Super Nintendo, and I remember the only thing I remember playing on Super Nintendo was either Star Fox or Sunset Riders. That was the two games.
Played Star Fox.
Star Fox 64.
I remember that was on, but Star Fox, the one Brandon talked about, was on
Super Nintendo.
Every commercial. It was in every magazine. And this one y'all was talking about Nintendo Power, Game Pro, Tips and Tricks, all these magazines, Electronic Gaming Monthly. That was my joint right there.
And what was it? EB Games.
EB Games.
Remember that magazine?
It was before it was EB Games. It was Funko Land before they became Electronic Boutique.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
Electronic
Boutique.
And I'm telling you that. Oh, and Mega Man X. Remember when Mega Man X came out?
Oh my, bro! For Super Nintendo,
and you just slide.
Bro.
Yes, those are the only 3 games on Super Nintendo and Sega. That's when I discovered fighting games. That's what it was like. It was on. I had Sonic, but then the rest was just fighting games.
And it was like my emulator and play all these joints. Like, right, we're gonna be right here.
Now I need to get me an emulator because
listen
I'm
to me, brother
all
guy.
my games.
Go on TikTok, bro. I got these on deck, man. They got options. You can get 5,000 games, 10,000 games, or 20,000 games. You many?
Really,
bro? Trust me, I got.
Look, you can get that one, or you can get
the one you plug up.
It's USB drive.
I think I want the one that I want to plug up.
Bro, plug it up to your big screen TV. Let it rip. You're gonna be there for a while.
Because I was gonna hook up all my games in my basement, but I'm like, it's
that's what Brian H is trying to do.
Plugs. It's too much. Like I have it set up that I can do it, but it's just too much. You gotta have all the cords, then gotta unplug stuff, and I'm like, it's not like I can just buy a box to plug everything in and just like a switcher like back in the day.
You can still get a switcher, but I see what you're saying because if you got to get something to convert them to HDMI. But see, like the cool thing, like the emulator, the controller I got is literally the same PS5 controller. So when I let my daughter
Yeah.
Really?
play,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah,
They make them like that now. Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
like so when I
I'm
let
at
her
the invest.
play it, she was like, I was like, "Are you want to play Mario?" She's like, She always seen like me and my sister talk about it. So she played it on that. Then she was trying to play the original one, but she's like, "I don't understand this controller." I said, "All right, just play it on the PlayStation because on the emulator because that's the way she's used to it. It's just that Mario moves slower. Like trying to navigate, I couldn't do it. It was
I'm
he
telling you,
moving.
I
bro.
feel like it's in slow motion.
It's
Nah,
The
you
first
just
got
a
Mario, I feel
little
like it's
bit.
slow
you
motion.
got to go in the settings and change the emulator, especially if you got more than one type of game on there. So if like Nintendo's, I'm not gonna lie, I looked it up on Reddit and they was like, yeah, if something's not working, sometimes you gotta switch the drives. I don't know if it's the same way for yours, Brian, but I know mine has a settings category. We talked about this before, where like you just have to go and switch certain emulators because they certain
Oh yeah,
ones work
yeah.
better with certain game systems because they're all we talking about. I mean, everything from Nintendo to PSP to whatever that comes on on these
Yeah,
drives and stuff
mine's
like
go as
that.
far up as I got like 3 or 4 PlayStation. No, maybe like 20 PlayStation 1 games, like Fighting Force, a couple of the Crash Bandicoots,
Any
but
virtual fighters?
I don't know.
Virtual Fire was
But
it? Oh
Okay.
my god, it's
it
arcade
literally
classic.
has the entire Sega Genesis library, the
Golden
entire
Axe.
Super Nintendo. What's
Golden
that?
Axe is definitely Sega
I'm
Genesis
going.
classic.
Look.
Yeah,
Y'all remember the Sega Genesis 6 pack that
Streets of
came with 6
Rage.
games on one? Streets of
Yes.
Rage, Golden Eye,
Rage.
Sonic
I
1.
played Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage was a
Yeah,
Double
classic.
Dragons.
shout.
Double Dragon.
Battletoads. Battletoad.
But
I played Double Dragon.
but the best
Okay.
part about Double Dragon though, the crazy part is Double Dragon was one of the few games that two people could play together, like going along. Like that was one of the
Mhm.
few games. My cousin had it at Nanny's house. Stephanie, shout out to Stephanie. And she had a Nintendo, and we stayed up all night. They didn't even know we was up. It's fine. And that's the only game we got to like literally play with each other and go along with. Like you saw other games like that, like Spider-Man and Spider-Man Carnage, where Spider-Man and Venom teamed up. That was
Maximum
another
Oh,
Carnage.
game.
Yeah. Maximum
Maximum
Carnage.
Carnage. There you go. Well, you can
Hmm.
have two people play at the same time versus not necessarily like each other, but like literally go along. Of course, I'm riding my brother's coattail, bro. You lead us, and I'm going along for the ride, hoping we win. So outside of like, because at the time you could only go to arcades and have games where you could literally play with each
They
other
play with each other like
versus
that.
playing
The
against.
Nintendo. I mean, I said the Ninja Turtles. The
Yep, there you
Simpsons.
go. The
Even
Simpsons.
the
Oh,
Superman game, you can play with two people in Superman, which was so weird because one of them always looked weird and nobody wanted to be that other color Superman.
right. That's weird.
But yeah,
see,
we just definitely do.
yeah,
Sorry,
they had
Sega was my thing. Well, fighting
nah
games
they
anyway.
the comic book store on Hartford Road is like right down the street from my barber shop. They have the what you call it down there. Um, they have they got like an arcade, a free arcade, and I remember like one day I was in there looking for Funko Pops and stuff, and my kids was playing like the maybe it was no it wasn't it was either Ninja Turtles or X-Men, but one of those
Oh,
arcade
the
games
X Men.
was yeah.
X Men got the classic X Men with
I'm
what you
trying to
call it
tell
with
you,
the
bro.
one piece blue with the
All
yellow visor. Cyclops got
Bro,
all
all
blue
them
on
games
that
y'all
one
talking
visor.
about, bro. I'm trying to tell
Yep.
you,
It's on there.
I have no tokens at all, bro. I'm not going to play these games now. You kidding me? My phone will be like, look, man, y'all got $2. You like, whew, that's only 8 tokens, bro. My brother used to hate me, bro. I used to always die. He like, bro, you taking all the tokens.
Now you know what's even better? No DLC. You just played the god darn game. Insert a code. That's it. You ain't had to buy the game and buy new characters and buy new characters and buy new
Mhm.
characters. Pay for
It
online
was there.
access.
It was there
Oh,
already.
It was a different
don't
time
You
for
ain't
that,
forget.
bro.
unlock them.
You ain't gotta wait for it to update either. You
They
just
well,
play the game.
bro, you know
No,
what
they
time
can't
you
You
even
talking
would
about
see
my
us
unlock it, but
on
not
PlayStation?
like
the
when you used to
They were
mobile.
like,
unlock.
it's updating. I'm like, bro, I just turned my PlayStation on after 2 weeks and it's updating again, 60
Yeah,
minutes. I'm like, bro,
right.
Right.
I don't want to
And
play
that's
no
what
more.
killed me about PlayStation. Every time I cut it on, it's like you got to update. I'm like 1 2 minutes later. I'm
Bingo.
like, oh, I forgot what I was going to do. I'm over it now. I
Exactly.
want to play.
Like, bro, I don't have time now. I'm ready to do something else. You lost my
But
train of
see, and
thought.
that's why I love original PlayStation. Like after I would play Bloody Roar, and say if you beat them and you unlock a certain boss or you unlock a different character, I loved unlocking characters. That was like my motivation. But now it's to the point I'm like, "Oh, you mean to tell me I gotta buy this expansion pack? I gotta buy what now?" And then I was
Yeah.
like, my crazy don't be brought the wrong one. I was like, I didn't want this one. I didn't want him. I wanted because remember in what was the game that was on all three platforms? Soul Calibur.
Yes.
Different
Mm.
ones
Yes.
had
Yes.
different
Yes.
people. And I
Yep.
was like, oh, I got to buy it on this because I want, if you want a link, you had to buy it on this. But if you had
Hmm.
wanted Spawn, you had to buy it on that. It was just like too much.
Yeah.
And one of
But
my honorable mentions outside of wrestling that changed my life forever, especially in like 2001 or two, whenever it came out, was when Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi Budokai came out for PlayStation 2. Boy,
ah,
you talking about game
everybody do
changer.
this in the
What?
first 2 minutes. Okay, as
What?
soon as you start, everybody powered up so they can get to that
Bro.
final form.
And you know me, I'm an outfit guy. So I've seen all my favorite characters and all the outfits and all that stuff. Just honorable mention. But hey, listen, this is a rather unexpected way to start tonight's show, but I'm okay with it. Listen to me. Video games and pro wrestling go hand in hand. But
Yes,
like I
sir.
said, I guess it's time for us to keep moving, man. Listen, that was fun. We kept a lot of time talking about that. But we are here to talk about this weekend, which is another action-packed wrestling weekend with Saturday night's main event. We have a lot going on, but the biggest thing that we have to figure out is who will be the next world champion. But before we get into all that stuff, we're going to jump into one of the things that we do every week here on the Wrestle Round podcast is a segment entitled What Did You Watch? Where the brothers get into some of the pro wrestling things that they watched all week to see what we put in our systems to get us ready to have these conversations. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and ask our co-hosts, Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa, to do us the ceremonious honor of helping us officially getting this show started the right way by ringing the bell. Gentlemen, help us get the show started, please, by ringing the bell.
Want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
So you heard the bell, and that means the show is starting. And we just told you that every week we do a show, a segment known as What Did You Watch? Brought to you by good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. Good brothers, what did you watch? It's double for your trouble. So, what did you guys get into this week, brothers? I know we took last week off, had some business to handle, but we're back. But I'm, trust me, if there's one thing we do is we consume quite a bit of wrestling. So, what did you guys watch this week? I'm curious to see what you have to say. Who wants to go first?
Oh, mine is gonna be long. So do you want me to go first or last?
Go ahead, just knock it out.
Okay. So with all the talk of somebody making a return, and then WWE with that misdirect video
I wonder
for the
who.
last 2 weeks, I've been going down the rabbit hole, and I've been enjoying watching Chris Jericho. When I say people don't understand, all I would need a Jericho to do was go away for a little bit and do what he's done his whole career. Go away, come back with a different character, be great, and then guess what? Evolve it or go away again because he's had that original formula since day one. So the last couple days, when I say I went down a rabbit hole, and when
Mhm.
I say I went down this rabbit hole, I've been going to like his title wins, right? But
Right.
you can't say Chris Jericho without saying Intercontinental title. I forgot
Mhm.
how good his series with Rey Mysterio was. Now that sounds ironic because it's Rey Mysterio, right? You know he's going to have a good match, but they have such a chemistry that dates back to WCW, and I
Oh
totally
yeah.
forgot. That's why they were so good, and even to the point, every match. And which one was it when he took the mask off of him? I can't. I'm drawing a blank. It
Was
was
it
a pay per view.
Halloween
Remember he
Havoc?
did the 619? No,
Oh
remember he
no.
did the 619 and
Oh,
he
and he
pulled the
snatched
mask
it.
off of
Yeah,
him, and then he
got it.
pinned him to win the title back. I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Innovative ways, entertaining, and still a good wrestling match. And Jericho's face every time he wins the title is always hilarious. So I went down in the Chris Jericho rabbit hole because I'm hoping we get a countdown, but I would think we don't need a countdown. Just let him be the number one entrance to the Royal Rumble, and that's the easiest way to do it. Be like, why do we have a countdown for number one? We never have a countdown for number one. Misdirect people, get it over with. He's the number one entrance, Royal Rumble. He wins it, goes after the World Heavyweight title. And he got to go after the big title, but just give him something. Let him come back.
What's with the
That's what I watch.
what's with the oh, you seem so enthused about this too, brother guy.
Yeah,
What's with the Vegas trip? You guys see the little clip they showed, the little vignette where it was a Vegas chip that just dropped and said 2026.
oh, it's the whole promo for WrestleMania next year. So everybody's shoes that was walking, it was all four of them, and basically saying
Oh, okay.
it's a promo because it was Brock Lesnar, Cody,
Okay. So that
Roman,
so
and
that pic was real.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Who was the other one? It was Cody, Roman,
CM Punk.
CM Punk, Brock. Paul Heyman was in the background, and of course Triple H had to narrate it, and
Yeah.
get ready for Vegas, same thing. But that was that whole misdirect. Because first off, when they had the shoes, I was like, those are Paul
What's with
Heyman
the
shoes.
shoes?
I was like, everybody's like, oh my god, it's Santos Escobar. Oh my god, it's Andrade coming back. I was like, this is
Stop it.
what Triple H does in his booking, which we'll
Yep.
get to later because I got notes about this.
Oh boy,
Um,
I'm sure Brian H can't wait to hear that part, especially about Trilogy's booking.
mhm,
That should be fun.
yes. Uh-huh.
Brian H, Brian H, what did you watch this week, sir? What'd you get into?
Man, that's a great question. Monday Night Raw, man.
Yes, I was. You know
Monday
what?
Night Raw.
I'm glad you said
It-
that because I was thinking the same thing.
but it may not be what you think.
Now I'm curious. What you got, Brian H?
I had a slight match I've been looking forward to that I didn't even know I was looking forward to until somebody came back. And that was Nikki Bella and Roxanne Perez.
Hold on, wait a minute.
He ain't lying.
What is going on? What are you saying? You looking forward to Nikki Bella coming back? Talk to me.
Well, you know me, I'm a Nikki Bella fan, and I always appreciated what she did. You go back to her feud with AJ Lee, but even though it felt like, AJ was, just in a different mental space, it felt different than when the Bella twins was dressing just alike and looking just alike. Once Nikki made that that annoying heel turn,
Sure.
she was on a different level. Then you even go back to her feud with Carmella when they had the street fight. You know what I mean? And a lot of people always love to oh, Nikki can't do this, that, and the other. But you take somebody like Roxanne Perez, of course you go hear the AJ Lees, the Baileys, those are people she looked up to. But Nikki Bella was also one of those people, you know, and she's an OG in the game. And man, I enjoyed that match a lot.
Okay. Now, I was not expecting you to say that, but you know what though? We're in a similar ballpark because I'm gonna tell you, Monday Night Raw. I was minding my business. I was watching the show. No, I didn't see it live, so I'm catching up. Right? I'm catching up. You feel me? So I'm sitting there watching it, and I find out about the main event of the show. So I'm sitting there watching Raw, and of course I see Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, tag team champions, come up, and all of a sudden, I see the Kabuki Warriors come on screen, and I absolutely lose my nugget. I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I've been waiting for. First of all, two of the baddest wrestlers in the world on the face of this planet. And I immediately was like, oh, yes, please tease this. This is about to be nuts. This is about to be insane. And then they, first of all, let me just say this. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are on a tear right now. They're the tag team I didn't know I needed in my life.
And it's working.
It makes
I
it
thought it was going to be a short experiment. It's working.
like the odd couple is an archetype we see in wrestling all the time, right? But like how you have like Alexa Bliss always like, look, we're not really friends, but we're trying to be friends. And then Charlotte Blair's like, she's so conceited. She says, I'm about to make history. And she's like, there you go again. I'm sorry. We are about to make history.
That's so good.
And I'm like, bro, it plays into this character that people automatically assume Charlotte Flair really is. You know what I mean? And then it goes into like Alexa Bliss trying to teach her, like, hey, we're in this together. But it's like, oh, this is something. And then I watched them work in the ring. I'm like, where did the chemistry come from? I'm like, we going back to NXT? But I was like, yo, this is what the women's division needs as far as a tag team. Because who wouldn't want to get in the ring with first of all Charlotte Flair? Let's stop there. And then you talk about Alexa Bliss too. It's ridiculous. Like and they main evented the show. That's the most I've been interested in Roxanne and Big Mama Cool, Big Mommy Cool. I was like, I'm like, yo, this is, to me, I think that's the best tag match they've had is with them. And then you tease the Kabuki Warriors. I'm like, yo, this is heating up. Like Charlotte's like, hey, look, man, I'm not the same Charlotte who I used to be. And Oscar said, let me tell you something. I'm not the same Oscar that I used to be. And you're still not ready for Oscar. And I'm like, and that was the match that to me stole WrestleMania that year. And I was like, you could have closed the show with Charlotte and Oscar if you really wanted to. So, man, I of course, Raw was, I'm loving what Penta is doing with Rusev. I'm sorry, brother, Brian. I know you don't like Triple H, but certain guys he just gets. And I'm like, man, Rusev, first of all, Rusev and Penta have danced already in AEW, and I'm like, why does he make more sense now in WWE? Like their feud is working. and I think it has a
Oh,
lot.
I didn't even realize that.
That's what I'm like. I was like,
Mm.
why their chemistry already? I mean, not that they work with each other a lot in AEW, like you know what I mean, but
It
they've
was the
crossed
one
paths.
off when Ray was injured. I think it was like
Yeah.
the one offs. It was what they were. I think they were the trios champion. It was something crazy that they had a match before. It was during that time that Penta was wrestling people and having no surprise. Oh, that was a great match. That type of
Mm,
deal.
But I
okay.
got two veterans that are like taking this level serious. It's not like a stepping stone. I was never a fan of the I'm the IC title champion now because I'm trying to get to the world title. No, like I like the people that when they carry the IC title, they treat it like it's the world championship. That's my favorite mid card runs. It's kind of like how Becky Lynch is carrying the women's IC title now.
Yep.
She carries that joint like, no, I'm the best player. I'm the best. This makes me the best women on the roster because I'm this champion, not the world champion. I don't care about the WWE championship because I hope this makes me her. And
That's awesome.
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's it's the same way we looked at Jay Lethal when he had his television title. I've never seen a television title ever so important since probably the 80s, in NWA days, would actually carry weight. So to see Penta and Rusev just every week going at it, and then they're fighting just to get their hands on Dominic Mysterio. We're gonna talk about that tonight as far as Saturday night's main event. I'm like, yo, they're doing a really good job, but even that wasn't enough to keep my attention away from Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, and now they're teasing. I'm like, why? I was looking forward to this match on Saturday night's main event, but I don't think it's on there. So, whew,
No,
man,
did they add no, they didn't add the triple threat. Yeah, you're right.
the triple
Because you
threat
know they're
match
gonna
is on
build to a
there.
triple threat,
The triple threat for the IC title with the men are on there, but I'm looking for. I'm
not the
like,
women's tag team.
no, I'm like, where? I need this Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. They probably saving it for something, but that's going to be absolutely insane. Like that's to me, it doesn't get any higher than that. When you're talking about a women's tag team, like you're saying some serious champions. These are 4 heavy hitters are compete for titles. I'm like, this is what these championships need, not just to be on 2 women that just have random matches because it doesn't feel important now. But now it's just like, oof, you got my attention. These are 4 of my favorites, and now you found a way to put all 4 of them in the ring in some type of tag team scenario that makes sense. I'm like, sheesh, this is going to be fun.
Mhm.
Now, just remember that you said that that's gonna come up later. Realness when we talk about Triple H's booking.
You heard that, Brian? It's going to come up later when we talk about religious booking. But let's get into it. We have Saturday night's main event. See, look, hopefully we can get out of here at a decent time. We got some things going on. We just talked about this not too long ago. We have Penta versus Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev. Brian H., you said, and Brother God, you might have said this too, but you guys have already said, you know what? I see Dominic Mysterio as a future world champion. And I said, I'm not buying it. Let me tell you something. I am 1,000,000,000% sold now. As young as
That was
he
my
is,
tag team partner said that. Remember,
okay. So
he
that was
said that
brother Hugh chimed in, bro. In 5 years,
he was he was
Dominic
adamant
was
about this.
Dominic Mysterio is going to be one of the biggest heels in the business ever to do it. We got Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. If there's no better plug and play guy right now than Drew McIntyre, you show me who is, because you put him in any scenario, him and Cody. Oh my goodness. And I hate the fact that this is probably going to be short lived. And I wish this could go a little bit longer. And of course we have oops, what is this? Is this right?
What?
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, they added it. Oh, here it is.
Jade
That was just added,
versus
right?
Tiffany.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're pushing for this two young faces in WWE, and I think for them to this is just the beginning of both their careers. Let me just, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't meant to be WrestleMania main event, but it could be, because like I said, imagine where these young ladies will be in almost 2-3 years. Probably less than that with the hot streak they're on. They're building their chemistry. They're getting better at it. But Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill is going to definitely going to shut it down. Of course, the main event of our show, no pun intended, main event, Jey Uso and CM Punk. There's some things we have to address, good brothers, and we're going to save this for last because this is going to be the most long-winded piece of it all. But let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the ladies. Of course, ladies first. How are you guys feeling about Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton going at it one more time? Of course, for the WWE Women's Champion. Who is actually going to come out on top here? Is Jade ready for this push? Is Tiffany Stratton still, carving her name in the record books? What you guys thinking?
This is a time for a risk. It's time to. I think it's Jay's time.
Talk about it.
I think Jade Cargill gets it done finally. Shake some things up. Tiffany Stratton's run has been sort of
Say
up
it.
and down, and
Been rather lackluster.
I'm a fan, but
I love Tiffany Stratton.
just been the same opponents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think either two things happen. Hello, Tate Woodruff, MD, M5D, in the chat, watching vertically. I just see that
Oh,
you see
nice.
people watching on their phones, so I'm glad we're able to get the presentation where they can see it. But I'm glad. I don't know if T. Smitty still here, but said, "What's up, gentlemen?" Jay says Jay turned heel, Bianca winning the Rumble. That match could main event night one of WrestleMania. I'm not going that far, but I will say I do think the Jay title win sets up for Bianca return in a program.
Oh boy.
And I think, because I just feel like I said, SummerSlam's in Minnesota next year. I think Tiffany's got to have her big moment there. And part of that big moment, when you think about big chases, you got to chase it for a while. You think back to The Rock. By the time Rock won that championship back, we didn't realize it was a whole year in 2000 when he beat Triple H finally. It was like, when he cut that promo at WrestleMania 2000 and he was like, after every rock bottom, after this, after that, finally The Rock has come back to WrestleMania and he was ready to take care of business. And I was like, oh, shoot. It was a whole year because one, he lost to Austin, but then everything that was going on, Austin getting ran over, all these stories, everything was getting in the way for The Rock to get back.
Right.
That's the type of adversity Tiffany needs. We saw her win it the first way, and I think losing to Stephanie Valkyrie, it was a great point, especially if she got to lose the title. I think now is the time. I think Jade Cargill walks out because I also think it's like you got to prove this AEW investment was worth it. This is the first big AEW homegrown person you took. You got to show us that this was worth it. And in order to do that, she needs to win that title Saturday night in front of millions of people watching on NBC.
Oh wow, that's a good, interesting take. You say that, especially the part where you say you've got to make this investment worth it. This is the first, homegrown AEW person that they've kind of plucked from from that roster pool. So it's like, good perspective. I'm interested to see where this goes. How about you? How you feeling, brother guy? What's the word? Do you feel like this is the time to pull the trigger with Jade? Is she ready to prove, as Brian H said, she's worth the investment that WWE has pulled the trigger on, or is Tiffany Stratton still writing her name in the record books? Is she still climbing that mountain? Still looking for that opponent to make her as a, as a champion. I think every champion needs that one opponent. Brian H talked about storytelling. I think about Dusty Rhodes. Out of his world title run, who you think about? You think about Ric Flair. They're always connected because that story was connected with the title reigns, which is, to me, that's why, that's why champions need like good feuds, because it's like, bro, Pete Dunne and Walter will always be connected to each other when it comes to the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Because at one point, these guys were the two biggest things coming out of the United Kingdom, and when they finally clashed, it was like, oh boy, we're finally going to get this under WWE umbrella. So what say you, brother guy? How you feeling about this?
Oh, it's I'm gonna address what Hollywood said, because I was thinking that I totally forgot that Jade was even a tag team champion. I was like,
Yep.
she's the only one from AEW to not be a world champion. And when I say world champion, we saw what happened with your guy in NXT and now Ricky Saints. You know what I mean? They had a rocket strapped to that back, because yes, we can't compare Jade to Ethan Page or Ricky Saints, but on the same token, she was the only one that was kind of like held because we knew she needed more development, right?
Yeah.
But she's been put in those big name, big moments, big spotlight. She's been having a spotlight on her because, let's call it what it is, she demands a spotlight. You
Yeah.
can't have Jade next to certain women because it's like, okay, who is she? I don't care about the other one, but who is she?
And she
She's
definitely
always
can't
going to
lose
command
looking
it.
like that.
Yeah, like, huh? Why is she not the champion?
Why
You
is
mean
the
to tell me
action figure? Bingo. That's what it
right?
is. Why is she not it?
Why is this cosplaying moneymaker woman right here not your top star, right?
There
But
you
um, here's the thing. Here's one of my notes I have. I think
He's
it
got
shows
notes.
that it's time for all these quote unquote call ups to put up or shut up, right?
Oh,
We starting to see Julia there, but you got, I hear echo. Is that me?
no, I
I
think
don't hear it.
it's
Okay.
just because we got two things open.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's her name? That's her manager, Kalani. Not Kalani. What's Julia's manager? Well, mouthpiece name.
Keanu James.
Kiana
Kiani
James.
Jane.
Kiana
Yeah.
James.
Now she's starting to wrestle now, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here we go. Some call-ups. We starting to see more and more of them because Jade's gonna need opponents if she wins that title. Because here's the thing that we got to think about, and I hope this is, I want y'all to think about this. Y'all don't have to answer right now.
Mm-hmm.
But do we have traditional heels and faces in WWE? We got to change the way we think about that because depending on what they say or what they do, the crowd gonna sway either way. And you really can't protect a heel or face because right now it's Tiffany Stratton, baby face or she a heel. Because when she faced Charlotte, she kind of leaned to the heel side, but then she came out as the face. Jade really didn't do nothing that was heelish besides attack a champion. That's what people do.
Mm.
Yeah, but she was doing some things to lean either side. So was what you call it. So you get what I'm saying? Like there is no true heel or face. If they lean right into this dark side of Jade, oh, we changed her outfit, her hair was different. Like Stephanie from the Hardy Wrestling Podcast did a breakdown about how Jade looks differently now. I didn't
Shout out
even
to
notice some
Stephanie.
of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's a different perspective. But I'm like, is it because she's edgier? Because we saw this with EO. EO
Mm-hmm.
stopped looking the way she did, wore leather pants, changed her music. Now she's a heel, but then EO is beloved. You know what I mean? Like she slowly went back when she left. What's the group that they were part of? Why am I drawing a blank with Bailey? Um,
Oh,
Damage
damage
control.
control.
Damage
Yeah.
Control. Yeah, she slowly went back to that face EO. But in a
Yeah.
moment notice, something could happen, and you're like, wait a minute, is she heel? We saw that with Jey Uso. He had heel tendencies. Cody Rhodes has heel tendencies. I think that we're straddling the line like who's gonna get cheered. Because a heel will get cheered. Think about it. We cheer for Drew, whether we like it or not. We are literally
I
cheering for Drew.
I do. I'm
We're
not gonna
cheering
lie to you.
for,
If he wins,
we're
I'm
cheering
never
for
upset.
Aleister Black. We
Yeah.
I don't know about you,
He's
but
another one.
Friday, I was like, yes, this is the Aleister Black we need. And it was perfect to put Zelina Vega with him. I'm like, thank you. This just makes it complete. But I say all that to say, Jade has to win. If not,
Mm-hmm.
go to the back of the line. Let her
Mm.
let her go to the
Ooh,
back of the
that far?
line. Yeah,
Mm.
So,
because
so the
at
chase
what
stops
point?
at this point?
Yeah, because at what point am I tired of her chasing? We
Can
just
I ask you
seen
a
her.
question?
She won the Queen of the Ring. She lost at SummerSlam. She's lost multiple title matches, whether it be dirty interference or not. But how many
Mhm.
times we gonna see her? I'm not vested anymore.
I'm
Like
gonna
I'm
ask
like,
you.
okay.
I'm gonna ask you, brother guy.
Mhm.
Great perspective, by the way. It makes a lot of sense. Real quick, I'll say that I don't know what direction to go in because I think I don't think you can go wrong with either. Like I said, they're gonna be around for a while. To both two beautiful young ladies that look like $1 million still could be champion. Like I said, it probably is Jade's time, but I wouldn't be surprised if she loses. Now, my question is, and I don't mean to veer off because I want to keep this nice and timely, but brother guy, do you find yourself as a wrestling fan, have you evolved into an impatient wrestling fan based off the area you grew up in? I asked that because when you were like, okay, she should lose, but at this point she should go to the back of the line. I know sometimes we even like brother Hugh will be in the chat, like, oh, why is this guy's not doing anything? He's been there 8 weeks. We should move on. I'm like, well, imagine if we grew up in the 80s. And I mean, we sort of did, but on the back end, right? But sort of like imagine like we grew up watching Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair's feud, and Dusty Rhodes' road to a championship was 3 years. Now, granted, we consumed pro wrestling differently at during that time period, but does it have to do with how fast the wrestling product is today? Like I said, we consume so much of it now. Do we have less patience for these long drawn out feuds outside of the mega ones like these blood feuds like Cody Rhodes and Roman, or CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, or CM Punk and Seth Rollins? Does that have anything to do with it, or is it just sometimes things are just not working and we got to move on? Is that what side of the fence are you leaning more towards?
So I'm smack dab in the middle, and that brings me to the major point
Okay.
I want to talk about with
Yeah.
the main event that we was going to get to. But I'll say it
Okay.
now
All right.
because this is my theme about Triple H's booking.
Mhm.
You know how I came up with the thing about how you have to watch AEW, right?
Sure.
So I was like, all right, why do I not enjoying Raw or SmackDown or WWE as much as I was?
Mhm.
What I realized is Triple H is okay with doing. Let me go to my notes. I wrote this. He will take a loss in that moment for the bigger payoff.
True.
Does his
Yeah.
payoff come when you want it? No, but when it comes, you're like, I'm okay with all of the things that I had to endure. Every
That's a fair
single
assessment.
time he gives us a payoff, we're like, oh, well, I'm okay with this. Oh, this made sense. All right, I get it. People were upset about Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble, but he probably made WWE $1 million at WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah,
people were
probably.
okay with that moment. Like all of the stuff we had to go through. But then on the flip side, Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, we became so invested that we wanted to see them fight forever over what was it, 8 months that
Hmm.
we waited for these matches, like
Even had an
Aleister
injury in
Black and
between.
Damian Priest. Yeah, we had an
Yeah,
injury between. Look at Aleister Black and Damian Priest. I was like, that can't be over.
that's really good.
When Damian
Yeah,
came back, I said, yeah, give us more of this. As much as people didn't like Sheamus and Rusev, but look where it got us at today. We're invested in Rusev, Dominic Mysterio, and Penta. So he's okay with taking these losses in those moments because of the
hmm,
bigger payoff. And is really publicity or negative publicity. Evan, when I heard that Jey Uso had like 41,000 dislikes, I said, guess what? 41,000 people looked at it.
well,
That's better
there
than
you go.
having no, like, truthfully,
Engagement.
yeah,
I
it's
mean,
engaged.
shoot, hold
Like,
on, I got to
where
hit you with this one.
He ain't lying.
Yeah,
so he's okay. Guess what? That's okay that people are mad. Oh, it's a safe bet. Why don't we push Braun Breaker? But nobody's going to say anything when the Triple H does happen and Braun Breaker does something and he's now your world champion.
it's,
Or Braun
especially
Breaker
the
does
twist with
something.
him and Paul Heyman. I don't trust their relationship all the way.
Nope.
I feel like
And think about
Braun Breaker's going to be like, yo, I'm starting to fox you out a little bit, bro. But go ahead, continue. I digress.
yeah, so yeah, and that's what I was gonna say about the main event. It's think he's okay with, all right, I might make people mad, but am I really making them mad or am I forcing them to watch? Because look at that speculation just from people walking in shoes. I was so sick of going on any social media because I'm like,
Yeah,
all
I
right,
stay off
there's
of it.
people walking. I was like, all these things. It was even to the point it's like Santos Escobar is coming back with Delgado and Tasmo. They coming to Raw. He's reported to be at Raw this night. Oh
It
my
was
God, look
just a
who's shooting. I was
commercial.
like, oh, Gunther doesn't wear socks. It's not Gunther. He's coming back to Raw because he's seen his last opponent. When I tell you, he's sending you down a rabbit hole,
Yeah,
but it's okay because guess what? Those people are looking. He's
there you go.
doing his job. He's got people vested now. People are going to pay for WrestleMania, regardless if you had that promo or not. But people were vested in that moment to find out what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw because of these promos that dropped on Sunday morning. Remember, I sent y'all the first one was like, "What is this?" And that's what I left it at.
Hmm.
Then throughout the day, he kept dropping them. Even on Raw, he dropped them.
Yep.
But I think he's perfectly fine with, all right, I'm not making him happy right now. But guess what? In Vince McMahon era, Dominic Mysterio would have been world champion. Braun Breaker would have been world champion.
Awesome theory.
Austin Theory would have been multi-time world champion and
Right.
Royal Rumble winner. He would have gave us everything that we've been asking for. Said, "Yep, you got it." Now what? No, took it off of him. Because look what
Right.
happened to our people that we wanted to be champion. You know what I mean? So I think we just got to think about it. Are we okay in that moment for the payoff? So, but I'm not okay if Jade don't win because I think she'd have had too many.
No, that makes sense. That's.
Yes,
I mean,
times.
it's going to be fun. I think one way or another. But like, yeah, we'll see. I'm probably leaning towards the same thing. How do you guys feel about this match, man? Here's my conflict with this match, and we can't stay on this one too long because we got the main
We
event to
got
get
shows to talk about.
Yeah, we definitely got some stuff to get into. This is going to be, to me, I'm looking forward to this match the most because I love Penta. Penta's just I loved him before, and like I said, I discovered Penta through action figures. So I kept this dude I used to follow named Scribble 2024. This is back when before Mattel got involved. We talking Jack Specific. He kept making these custom Penta figures, and I'm like, who's this dude? And then I remember seeing him in like random independent footage around the time when Rey Mysterio had left WWE and he was going around the world, and when Pedro passed away and he was kind of in the mix, and seeing him. I never watched Lucha Underground. I'll probably go back and watch it now, but I would see him everywhere. I knew who he was, and I was a fan of him in AEW. When he fought, I was like, oh yeah, we get to see this guy up front and coming. So I would go back and watch all his indie matches. Him and Pac had a crazy match at in Progress years ago. But
I can't
what
believe
they
you didn't
doing?
watch him and Io. Him and
Yeah,
Io had a
yep,
crazy match.
on Lucha Underground. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's crazy how many people came out of that. But to see what he's doing now, it's like, man, he's an easy bet to say, okay, cool. He's the one that walks away as Intercontinental Champion. But god dang it, Dominic Mysterio is super hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Adam
And
Pearce was obviously
him
fed
and
up with
what you
him.
call it, they have so much good chemistry. And I remember he trained Dominic. You know what I mean? So
That's what I keep
it's kind of
forgetting,
like,
bro.
yeah, they have so much chemistry because they trust each other. It's great when them two at the ring.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be fun though. But who do you guys think walks away as the IC3? This I know I'm not giving Rusev much of a chance because I know Rusev has kind of accepted his role, and I think he's great at it. Like seeing him in NXT approach certain people like over me, and I'm like, okay, he's made it clear. Look, man, I want to come in. I'm ready to accept this role
I'm
in my
just happy
career.
to be back.
Yeah, that's kind of it. But he's it's working though. It's working. It's because
He's
they're
on
giving us
TV.
Rusev. It's giving us Rusev without having to have a world title run. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, he's doing an excellent job. He's the ultimate utility guy. He's a name. He's dominant. How he loses doesn't make him look not dominant. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, Rusev, they're really doing a good job with you as you came back. They're trying to do the same thing with Sheamus on SmackDown. It's effective, but I think Rusev is probably doing his job better than Sheamus. But that's just my opinion. But who do you guys think walks away as IC champion this go around?
I think there's got to be a shakeup. So I think
You and these shakeups, Brian H. What the heck, bro?
This gonna be the one that everybody changes title. We're gonna be saying, what the heck? No main event,
It's-
no Saturday's main event, any title is changed man, right?
Let's take
Bingo.
it back.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta pull out this great old Morgan State degree
Uh-oh.
because I am reminded
Here comes television theory.
it is sweeps month.
Oh, shoot. And it's broadcast television, too. Dang it.
But where are they going next?
Well, see, here's the thing: conflict, right? I think that Dom heel turn, babyface turn, is coming sooner than we think. Because, he's out there, they cutting promos, and Dom has been kept away from a live mic on purpose. Because people
they
are
cheer for
cheering.
him.
And
Yeah,
it
he's not getting
doesn't
booed
help.
anymore.
Yeah, Damian Priest made it clear. He said, yo, just look at him. Dom is the person that you just, like, want to be like. You know what I mean? You want to hang with. Like,
He finds a way.
yeah, he's my favorite wrestler right now. You obviously take away my favorite of all time, Roman Reigns, right?
Oh, boy.
Dominic Mysterio is my favorite wrestler in the game.
I don't blame you. He's fun. Like, he
He's
gets
It's
it.
a reason he's the AAA champion. It's a
And,
reason.
yeah,
And he can
and
work multiple styles. Go ahead.
yeah, and the fact is, like, having like been, blessed to interview him a couple times and actually, just chat with him in general.
He gets it.
That's a cool dude who gets it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll be dead serious. I promise you, I do not be trolling when I say I think he will become bigger than Rey Mysterio.
He definitely will have a chance to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
He still got
now he
time.
will.
He got
I-
plenty
yeah.
of time.
He's
And-
just
and- a 20-year vet already.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
We forget. We've watched it. And again, I remember, you remember we did a show right after SummerSlam. His debut match with Seth Rollins. Okay, he's good. He gets it. You know what I mean? But he still had that bland look. And the moment
Sure.
he turned on his dad and Uncle Edge at Clash at the Castle,
We were all shocked.
said,
Like, what are you doing?
I said, "Oh yeah."
Where he got tired of Rhea Ripley beating him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he joined the Judgment Day. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm here.
And now it's time, I think. But with that being said, I kind of feel like it's time for the Judgment Day to kick him out. He's causing trouble. And no, I take that back. I'm going to take that back. You know why?
Yeah.
When it happens, there will be you know who got their eye on him. Roxanne Perez. So it's got to be at a point when her and Raquel are ready to have some sort of conflict. So I'm a
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know,
because she
Brian.
remembers, like she's like, I'll just go check on her. It's like, no, you stay right here. So
Yeah.
part of me wants to think like this could be a time where you shock, and then you know what, he could still lose and they don't turn on him. But the expiration date of him being in Judgment Day is coming because, quite frankly, he don't need him.
They're not anymore. I mean, like I said, we talked about this before. The purpose, as much as we don't like it, the purpose of factions is supposed to build up whoever you got your young talent in there. Like, okay, cool, we built like the Judgment Day has made at least 3 superstars at this point: Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio. You know what I mean? And guess who's starting to get over now too, though? JD McDonough. He
You
he
see
don't.
that? You saw that, right?
I'm gonna tell you who he
Slowly
reminds me
but
of.
surely, he
He's a
creeping
modern
up there.
he's a modern day X-Pac. I said it. I'm not
He
I'm not
creeping up
comparing
there.
I'm not comparing him to X-Pac as far as what he does in the ring, but I'm saying his role, bro. He is ever since he finished that match with a freaking punctured lung and that man flipped over the ropes and like he's gaining the respect. He's not
Earn the
he's
respect of the boys.
you know how hard it is to be a little guy and be and to produce in the ring without being looked at as a cruiserweight.
Yep.
Like some guys
And
can
you
only
know,
work. Mhm.
no, go ahead. Some guys can only work with
Some guys can only
work with each
like
other.
they work one style. So like the problem is, okay, cool. If we don't have reason for this style to be on the show tonight, we don't book you, right? So like for long, think about Dragon Lee and Ray Phoenix. Now y'all were fussing about Ray Phoenix, last week, and I'm like, bro, but he's stuck in that same thing. He's a utility guy, but we don't. He works a lucha, exciting, fun style. But if we don't have nothing on the show that requires that, versus JD McDonough's like he's with the Judgment Day. Him and Finn go way back, you know what I mean? And then his performances in the ring, especially in tag team wrestling, he does all the work, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And Finn as the vet just comes in and it's like, man, them two as a tandem. I'm like, bro, these guys can stay a tag team if they want to because they don't look like a tag team. They look like two friends that are always tagging together. You know what I mean? They've had one title defense in 967 days, but it doesn't matter. It's because I've been more interested in JD McDonough and Finn Balor as a collective rather than the belts. Sorry, brother guy. I know you're a belt guy, so you know what I mean. So it's different, and I'm like, man, this is where it's going. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to see a world where Dominic Mysterio does not retain, especially as hot as he is, especially with AAA and stuff like that. He's working multiple styles. To go from WWE and AAA, they're not the same type of wrestling. Let's just get that first and foremost. That's why
Not at all.
Natalia's having a field day over there because she gets to work a different style. That she's, you know what I mean? Like
To be natty.
they really let her be her without having to lead a company. Most people got to lead a company, explore the world, then come back. Like they've like given her like, no, go ahead. She's working other dates. She works with the other, WWE friendly independents, and then she gets to work in AAA and still come back and be Natalia if she needs to be. So, but I shouldn't have been
And wait a
long-winded about
minute,
that. And I did
one
anyway.
thing that we forgot. We forgot two things. Well, two things we forgot about this match.
Mhm.
Who is gunning for the title? Who keeps saying they want that title?
This
AJ
IC
Styles.
title?
Yeah, AJ Styles is still looming in the background. But
Oof.
also, when Hollywood said about the Judgment Day, how did he win the title?
It's got a lot of Finn
I'm
Balor's
pretty
fingerprints
sure,
on it.
and I'm pretty sure Finn Balor is gonna cost him the title.
That
Feel
that
like
would be the
Finn is
face
gonna,
turn you're looking for if that was the case.
yep,
Yeah.
and that way that's gonna start the
Especially if Finn
because
can't get his belt back. Like, all right, fine. If I can't get my belt back, I want yours. That's some old OG
right,
stuff. That being stingy.
yep. I kind of hope he retains, but I feel like it might be Penta's time because I see Penta doing.
Penta's the man, bro.
But I feel
Also,
like Penta got to do
really not.
something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because he got the AAA championship, he's still going to be on TV, right? He's still going to be around. We still going to see Dominic everywhere.
Mhm.
But is it time for him to let that one go so he can do other stuff, or is it okay for him to still have it?
Man, he might as well ride the wave for a little while longer.
Okay.
So, but going to the next one because we're making pretty decent time. Hopefully, we can get out of here soon. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes. We're not going to spend a long time.
Please, please just give it to Drew, please.
We're not going to spend a long time.
Please.
I know what's going to happen. What's going to happen is Cody Rhodes is going to show up and do Cody Rhodes things. And if Drew McIntyre does not win, this is going to get 10 times worse for Cody Rhodes. I don't see Cody Rhodes walking away not as WWE champion in this match, but I'm more afraid for what's going to happen after the fact when Drew McIntyre does not get the job done. He's been a perennial loser when it comes to championship matches. He might be the guy that's had the most championship matches and has fallen short as of in today's age as far as the product. I could be wrong, but man, I don't see this match either ending cleanly, and if it does, Drew McIntyre is going to be absolutely pissed. So how you guys feeling about this one?
Give it to Drew. Please just give it to Drew. If not, it's going to be a screwy finish. We're going to have a bus scene again where Drew McIntyre is going to destroy Cody at his bus. Because Cody in the bus has no luck.
Something's not going to go right. This is not going to go right.
He's going to beat that man at his own bus again.
How about you, Brian H? This is going to be a fun match, though. It could this could easily main event WrestleMania somewhere. You know what I mean? How you feeling about this, Brian H? Does Cody retain, or is this Drew McIntyre's time?
Drew, I'm begging you. But every
No.
time
So
I
you
pick
sound like
against
you sound like
Cody,
brother guy.
I'm picking Cody. I as much as I don't want to.
Yeah, it's Captain America at this point. He's not losing, man. He's got to sell 10 more movies over the next 10 years. It's Marvel
That
Cinematic
man just
Universe.
had a baby. Let him go be home with the baby until Royal Rumble for him to make his return.
He is the
Let
son
Drew
of the
handle
American
it.
dream. That man's not going. He's not leaving the business at the height of his business. You know, he's like, man, what my father do? He would be like, just take care of the baby. I'll be home when I can.
Right. And so we got a Cody Rhodes.
All right, fellas, here we go. This is the main event of tonight's show. We got to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion because Seth Rollins is injured. This match is supposed to be Seth Rollins versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. We're not getting that now. Some things have transpired, and Jey Uso emerged as the number one contender in controversial fashion, and now he is at the forefront to be the next World Heavyweight Champion, fellas. I smell a rat. I smell a rat. I don't think there's some things that's got me kind of uneasy about this situation. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm just going to jump into it. I'm just going to get my part over and done with. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the promo between Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. First of all, I've told you, I heard what Jimmy Uso had to say. Big Jim said, man, you betrayed me, blah, 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 blah. And of course, Jey Uso is always trying to make sure he's good with his brother, but there's always something when that he kind of flips once he is in the ring, right? Because he's been listening to Roman, he's been listening to CM Punk, and he's been under a lot of criticism. He's been open about people saying like, oh, he doesn't belong in the world championship picture. He's just an entrance. He's just a machine fan favorite because he sells merchandise. And Jay has said it. I have a lot of detractors that I have to deal with, and that's getting to me. When he steps between those ropes, you can tell he's in a different space mentally. He's on edge. He's much more violent. He's much more aggressive. And as you can see, the way he looked at his brother, he looked at him like, bro, I ain't want to do it, but this is who you got to be in order to be a champion. There's no such thing as tag team world champion. There's world tag team champions, but it's reserved for one person. He made it clear. And Big Jim was like, yeah, I get you, bro. He ain't seemed like he was too happy about it. But they had a conversation with CM Punk in the ring, and CM Punk said, it's about time you realize who you were. You supposed to be, don't bring all these other people to the ring. I want main event Jake. Because CM Punk said, look, what are you willing to do to win this champ? Because I know what I'm willing to do. I'm letting you know right now. I'm telling you to your face. I respect you, but I'm coming to take your head off because I have what it takes to be ruthless and cutthroat, because that's what it takes to be world champion. Same thing Roman's been telling him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jey Uso's response was, all right, let's get it there, Punk. Because let me tell you something. At this show, I'm going to show you who the best in the world is. There's not going to be no conversation. And I was like, man, that fire that I saw from Jey Uso, I was like, this is perfect. They sold the pay-per-view. There's something about this match that does not seem okay. There's some things
this is the main event.
I'm trying to tell you. I hope it is too. Something's off about this situation is because we're seeing a different version of Jey, who's clearly conflicted. He made that very clear to the audience. That's why he said that. CM Punk's like, all right, I hear you, Jey, but I don't think you cut up. I believe in you, but it's good to see that you finally got to this point. Now let's see if you willing to go as far as I'm willing to go in order to make this happen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what do you brothers think? Because I'm going to let y'all go ahead and give y'all 2 cents, and then I'm going to tell you how I think this is all going to go down. And after this, we're going to go home, and we're going to enjoy this pay-per-view. We're going to have fun with it, and we're going to come back next week and probably have a conversation about it.
So we're going to go home, we're going to pray about it, and hope that everything we did was right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Pass the collection plate. Pass the collection plate now.
Ushers, prepare the collection plate for our offer, please. Come on, man. Talk to me, fellas. What's the word?
Tell you, it's just me, Us. Jey Uso, it's time. I think for me, I just cannot see CM Punk winning this title right now. I feel like the moment's got to be even bigger. He's talked about the chase, but I also feel like it just will feel weird, right? Like, you remember how Alberto Del Rio won the title in the triple threat match? I think it was.
Awkward.
and it felt real awkward.
It was
You know
like,
what I mean?
okay, all right. I think this might be a little bit bigger moment, but okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what CM Punk winning a vacant title feels like to me.
Hmm.
You know, I think the ultimate thing is, and is he got to beat Seth for it, or he's got to beat
Okay.
Roman for it, a big
Finish
dog.
those big stories.
Yeah, he's got to take it off somebody. Like he took it from Gunther. You know what I mean?
Even in the audible, yeah, I mean that yeah, you're right. CM Punk is definitely Mr. Storyteller. He always wanna. Okay, all right. Now
Yeah,
you're making me think now.
and he was, you know, just in breaking kayfabe, you know, he said like nowadays he's all about the chase. So that's where I'm at with that. I think Jey Uso winning the title creates the conflict as we go into War Games. See, Roman said, I ain't want to see y'all till Christmas, right?
Right.
But he must have forgot about Thanksgiving.
He's
And and I also, you know, and make sure y'all check out Break It Down with Brian H, episode 306.
I was going to ask you if you
Talked
had a
about
clip
this-
ready for that, but I noticed you didn't, so I didn't
Man,
ask you.
my
on the
bad.
spot.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Also, shout out to King Coley. Made his in-ring debut. Talked
He
about
definitely
that.
did.
had to give cause for pause to talk about that. You know.
Talk to me, baby.
Yeah. Oh, Matt. God dang it, Matt. I didn't even know the Lakers were blowing the lead. I don't want to like them, but
Yeah, sorry, it's on my TV. I noticed it. They were down one with 10.5 seconds on the clock.
you know what's the crazy
Now
thing
6.6.
is? Who I don't want to like? Wemby.
But nah,
But I can't help not, you know. But that
Wemby's an alien. You ever watched
he-
Space Jam before?
Yeah, I got Space Jam. I definitely plenty of times. The
Oh my
real
God.
one, not that other one.
Not the
It's
LeBron
not-
James one.
It's live and in color now, buddy.
that was Jam Space. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, let me, you know, I think
Cyberspace Jam. Sorry.
all right. I think it's definitely time, man. I think Jey
It really
Uso
was.
and like Jey Uso had the big moment. He don't need this. Like you could do this on a Saturday night for him, but I do think that this creates a long-term conflict with him and Roman because you know you said this just a few weeks ago. You gave us that big brother little brother dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
All this conflict. Now he's going to have a title. Does that give him, you know? And then we go see when they go back to the family because everybody been trying to bring the title back to the family. Jay's going to do it. So what's Christmas going to look like? What's Thanksgiving going to look like? Who sits at the head of the table?
Right.
You know, or Survivor Series, right? Yeah, we
Right.
saw Roman trying to get on the good side of Jay. I think that was either earlier this year or last year at one of the
early?
pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Remember when Jay came out last when the Usos and Roman reunited, right? That felt like a big, like, oh goodness, Roman is actually giving him the crowd. You know what I mean? Now Jay is taking it. And everything Jimmy didn't want Jey Uso to be when he prevented him before, Jay's going to become that guy.
Right.
And he might. If he don't, it's because Jimmy stopped it. But I think you run that back and you'll have a world heavyweight title in between them.
Oof. All right. Okay. Brother guy, you've been waiting for this all day. You have notes. You've been getting
Yes,
for this.
sir. Yes, sir.
Talk to us.
So remember how I said he's okay with sacrificing those moments for the bigger payoff, right?
Right.
Yes, an injury threw a loophole in this. But even with the injury, we got to think about a couple of different things. Yes, Roman said, I don't want to see you to Christmas. Did he really mean that?
I love y'all.
That's one.
I don't want to see y'all too much.
Right, that's one. Two, I don't trust Jimmy because it's the reason that I think social media exists and people are posting stuff like even when Drew said no, what did who said it, Drew or Naomi, about he just one parking lot away or one push away or something?
Naomi.
His
Naomi,
wife.
yeah.
Yes,
Right, said
sir.
something. So it's a reason. You mean to tell me she not involved in this story too, in some way, shape, or form? So, and you know, Drew and her with them being keyboard warriors, I'm loving it. But the simple fact that you put Jimmy on SmackDown for what reason? For him to lose, but then he's always been that wild card that you can't get started. What better way to get him started than to not only cause his brother the belt, but actually beat CM Punk for that title?
Yikes.
Because what if Jay can't compete and now it's Jimmy?
Well,
And Jimmy is going to sub in. I mean, that's one thing. The other thing is Who does CM Punk and have beef with right now in the Usos? They fought him for 76 weeks. Division is still lingering out there. Who's to say they don't take out Jimmy or Jay, and that's how CM Punk gets the title? And Paul Heyman is like a "you're welcome" type of deal. I think that there's so many different variables that Triple H is going to toy with us with.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
that's what
saying
you're
I
gonna do.
hope this is the main event because I think we're going to see all of these seeds planted throughout the night.
Yeah.
Think we either going to see the Vision taking people out because they're pissed because they're not in the title match, or
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay is going to be taken out before the end of the show, and somebody else is going to replace him. But there's no reason they just automatically say, "Oh yeah, put Jay in there,"
Right.
because let's be real. On a loss, he's still Jey Uso. On a win, how long is it going to be Jey Uso? Because that first title reign wasn't like Damian Priest's title reign. It was okay. Yep, give Gunther back the belt because he got to drop it to CM Punk.
Gonna die.
Right. So he's still lingering too.
Yeah.
Where's he at?
That's also a thing.
All right. So I think it's too many factors to make it a clean match.
Mhm.
I would be pleasantly surprised if it wound up being Jay versus CM Punk the time the main event. If that's not, if they don't make that the main event, they're crazy. That means there's going to be no shenanigans the whole night. And I have one other.
Go ahead.
I think the payoff
Mhm.
will get us to WrestleMania if you do that way. Because we want to see Jay as champion, right? Imagine a big way to, like Hollywood said, Jey Uso replaces his brother, wins the world title. Then look at that dynamic. Did it for The Rock. Look who that father is. I'm just saying. That was the last one I had on here. I did it for The Rock. What better way? So.
Fellas.
Yeah, the only thing I'm wondering is, just like, can you really send, like, can you really would you really make a change to the main event on Saturday night? Like, is it enough to garner ratings, right? Is that going to be something that's going to make people pick up the phone, say, turn to Saturday night's main event right now? Jimmy Uso is challenging for the world title.
That's why I said something's going to happen. It's got to be a reason they didn't go with Braun, because Braun walked out there with the title, right? It's a reason you didn't go with Braun. It's a reason you didn't go with AJ. Think about it. You had 100 other people, and I'm just saying, exaggerate, that you could have inserted at that moment, but you went with the safe bet because the safe bet, no matter win, lose, or draw, is still going to be your draw.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reason he went with the safe bet in Jey Uso. Jey Uso just lost the one contendership, and now you're putting him in the. You had a whole LA Knight right there.
No,
That everybody is wanting. Well, we don't want him, but I'm saying everybody wanted.
Come on,
LA
don't
Knight.
do that.
I didn't want LA Knight. I'm just saying.
You
You
guys
had a
are
whole.
haters, bro.
I mean, you could have put
Clearly they
Dominic
do
Mysterio
too.
in this. You could have let Dominic Mysterio win the Battle Royale. He would have been a better choice against CM. You know, because they worked on what you call it when CM Punk was coming back. Did he work with Dominic? Why not put him in it? You could have had so many other things happen. Lost the Intercontinental title match earlier that night. Main event this. You could have called the audible.
I think they're trying to get sympathy on LA Knight because he keeps taking loss after loss after loss, and I'm like, man, he's gonna lose it at some point. But he's the Diamond Dallas Page of the mod. No, I mean not on that same level. Don't get me, because Diamond Dallas Page was loved on a different. You guys hate LA Knight, but
I don't hate him. I'm over his gimmick.
You guys hate
I'm
him.
just over it.
He's just getting started. He's Eli Drake for a long time. Why that man can't live?
Listen,
no,
he
called
delivers
himself a
on
megastar.
He delivers on his pay-per-view matches. I won't take that away from him. I enjoy his pay-per-view matches more than I do his TV matches, and he rushes through. It's not like when he get this promo, he's like, "Let me hurry get all out right now." Yeah,
Yes,
that's what it
thank
feel
you.
like
Yeah,
the
he
whole
did
time.
rush.
First of all, no. See, you understand. see. Let me tell you something. I'm like, bro, come on.
You're like,
Like
I
he
didn't
said,
mean to say that. Let me take my time to say my words.
yeah, let me tell you about twiggling your loins. Oh yeah, because I'm Megastar. Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Wait,
when he
what?
defaults, he got to say Megastar, and yeah, just insert it.
That's in the Slim
And
Jim
then throw the
contract.
mic.
Here's my thing. There's something going on. I do think I don't know to what degree, right? Because every time he loses, he does an interview and he mentions it, right? So that's one thing. It's not funny, Brian. They just don't do that.
I didn't even realize that he does.
Think about it. After every loss,
time.
like LA Knight, you lost again. He's like, oh yeah, and he talks his talk. And he talks about getting back on a horse, and then he gets back in the him and Drew McIntyre, bro. They get into these, they lose, they get back into the world title picture, they lose again, and I'm like, oof. So it's like
how many times?
there's
How many
something
more
to
times?
that. There's something to
Even
that.
with-
I don't,
And that battle royal didn't feel like a big deal. I would have rather seen a gauntlet match.
You can tell by the people that was in it. It's like, okay, we know what direction this is going in.
Right. Even to the point, like you had Kofi and Xavier in it, right?
Yeah. No.
Didn't feel like
it was just Kofi.
It was just Kofi. It didn't feel like
it looked like a last minute battle royal. Like this is hold on, this is all we got to report it to work today. All right.
Oh,
like
shoot,
a pandemic. Who's here? Andrade and Ricochet. Yeah, let's run that back.
I do that again.
Yes.
This time y'all get 12 minutes and not 14.
Who lives in Florida? Can you guys drive here? We want to fly. It's COVID. But it's here's the thing. I think to me it's a combination of what you guys are saying. Here's my guess, and I'm 1,000% on board with you, brother guy, when you said about Jimmy Uso. I think Jimmy Uso, this is the beginning of his heel turn. Let me put the pieces together from the last couple of weeks. 2 weeks ago, we were on a show, and me and Brian H and I, we had a kind of, as usual, we had another brother debates about Jimmy Uso, and then it followed into a conversation on the phone, and we were talking about Jimmy Uso, and I kept saying, well, Brian H, how do we make Jimmy Uso much more important than he already is right now? They like, look, man, they made Jay, they made Solo, then you got Big Jim that's kind of like plateaued. He's still everybody's big brother. Everybody has an identity outside of him being Roman's little cousin, and Jay's big brother. And it's like he doesn't have a thing. And I'm like, what's the thing that's going to make people actually care about him, whether it's positive or negative, right? And I'm like, bro, I think a heel turn the right way now. And he said, okay, well, why would you do a heel turn now after all this time? I'm glad you asked. Brian H keeps bringing it up like they want to run this Jimmy versus Jay thing back and do it the right way, because the last time they did, it was a pretty solid build-up, only for it to get cut because of time purposes. And I was like, of course, they've already made it clear that was always their dream scenario, right? I want to wrestle my brother wrestle, and the way they got it wasn't. Now I'm like, yo, if you make people care about this and on a different level, because imagine Big Jim say, you know what, you're right. Think about, like, I agree with you, brother guy, when you said Naomi said what she said for a reason. Like, yeah, Big Jim, I was like you too. All it took was somebody pushing me off the ledge. All it takes is a push off the ledge to get people's attention. And it's like, yeah, it drove her crazy to the point where it turned her into a world champion. What if it gets to the point where Jimmy's like, all right, cool. It's nothing personal, big bro, but if you telling me what do you want to go to, guess what? This is the length I'm going to go to. And then we get a real conflict. So Jay, I can see Jimmy costing Jay a world championship. Jay's already explained his vulnerabilities. He's already talked about his insecurities. I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I got this in my ear. I got that in my ear. People doubt me, saying I can't get it done. And what if Jimmy's the reason why you can't get it done? Because Jimmy would say, guess what? You can't get it done, man, because you ain't Roman. You ain't never gonna be wrestling. He don't mind following Roman because he's done it already. But what if he decides, bro, I saved you 4 times and you threw me over the top because you said, hey, look, this is what you gotta be. Guess what? Now, that might have set Jimmy over the edge now. Well, he's like, I cost you the title to show you who you was dealing with. Just like you screwed me, I'm screwing you. Just like you saying it's just big conflict. Because now because think about it. Think about the sort of things that Jay keeps doing. Every time something goes wrong with them, he goes back to explain. How many backstage segments we got with the Usos and they not a tag team no more? We've had like 4 of them already. Hey, bro. Hey, look, man. I just want to let you know. There's always the explanation promos backstage. Now, so every time something goes down, Jay's always trying to show Jimmy, like, look, bro, it ain't nothing personal. It's just business. I got to be this way because this is what Roman said you got to be. You got to be cutthroat. You got to be selfish, right? So now when Jimmy goes, okay, cool. Guess what? Now I'm doing the same thing. I was just handling business. I gave you a receipt. You threw me over the top. So guess what? I got my hit back. You see what I'm saying? And Jay's like, what do you mean? He's like, there's not know what you mean, bro. Like, you did it to me. I did it to you. Like, almost like to the point where Jimmy's not thinking straight because he's that upset now. He's tired of being nice. He's tired of being taken advantage of. Now he just don't care because now he's looking at, it's about Big Jim. You know what I mean? This is, if I was him, I will come out with a new T-shirt. I would put "Born a King" on a T-shirt. His music is hard. It says "I was born a king." That's his solo music. That just let everybody know I'm not just a Uso. I'm like, bro, go with this gimmick now. And like I said, and sometimes the level of the type of heel he can be. Don't be the heel where he's like, oh, I'm a bad guy now. No, be the heel is I'm tired of taking people's crap. I'm doing what I want to do now. People might get
It's
behind it.
my time. Look, it's my
Yeah.
time now.
Like, and I'm
It's,
willing to sacrifice my own brother to do it.
and that's why I said, and it would be a shock factor. Like, do I really think that they would give Jimmy the world title? I'm saying it from a standpoint of what better way to shock the audience, because Saturday's main event has been pretty predictable since it came back, right?
Sure, it's
And
TV.
and Hollywood, this is a question for you because I can only think of one time CM Punk won a world title in a major way, and that was with him and John Cena. When else did he really win a title in a major way? It's always been like an afterthought.
No, Survivor Series. Well, Survivor Series, Madison Square Garden. That was a big deal.
Who did he beat?
Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah,
That
this
was,
is what you said.
Eh.
but that was because that was like the
Yeah,
final chase.
yeah, but keep it like, yeah, okay.
I would
Would you
say it
go
was.
back to that moment, or you gonna go back to Cena moment?
Well, you always gonna go to the Cena moment.
You see that every time he's won the title, it's always been like okay, it's CM Punk. You know what I mean? Like, does he deserve a major moment? Maybe. Do I think he should be in the WrestleMania with pyros and stuff like that? But this is a perfect place. If you want to give him the title, give it to him now. Because guess what? He gotta carry the show on Monday.
Yeah, I don't think so much about the title so much. I think CM Punk has to hold the belt until Seth Rollins comes back. I don't know the level of his degree of how long he's going to be out, and I know CM Punk, like you said, probably feels like, hey, I gotta have this big one, but at the same time, like he's like also like, well, look, I'm not getting it.
Fine.
I'm not thinking about it.
Y'all need me to do this. I
Yeah,
got
bingo.
you.
Like I'm not getting any
Right.
younger. I'm not
All
getting any
right.
younger. So I might as well get one
All
underneath my
right.
belt.
So are
Fine,
we
I'll
gonna
carry the belt.
because
Hold
it
on.
did
Time
I
out.
read something that said he was the replacement. They said, oh, now they're just gonna go with Honky Roman at WrestleMania instead of Seth and Roman. I'm like,
Oh
all these
gosh, no.
speculations. I'm so sick of these speculations.
Yeah,
Well,
you know
hold
how
on.
that goes.
Before I make a speculation,
Mhm.
you said the guy. You said Day of Reckoning, but on the show you said the one with Stacy Keibler. So is it
Yeah,
Day of Reckoning or Day of Reckoning 2? Because she's on 2.
whichever one she's on, that's the one
Okay, so two.
that was two. Okay, thank you. I
Thank
didn't
you.
choose. I was like, which one was she to cover? Because that's the one I had.
Thank you,
yeah,
Mr. Producer, for the clarification.
yeah, you got to make
Mhm.
sure got to get it right.
Yeah, because I said the original SmackDown. You said SmackDown too. I was like, the original SmackDown was the one that did it
Right.
for me. That the original.
The
Love
what?
that music. That music from SmackDown. You know when the screen was loading.
I know
Remember
what you're
that?
talking about.
I love that music.
So there you have it, ladies
So,
and gentlemen. Saturday night's main event is on deck. We have 4 really good matches. There's probably some shenanigans. The brothers have put out some interesting scenarios. So I want you to go back in the comment section and our social media pages, and I want you guys to predict what's going on. And you go ahead and just drop in it what you think is probably going to happen. I think we're all in the same boat. Of course, we all have 3 different concepts of booking and how this will be booked. But now I'm like, okay, cool. I've heard 2 other different scenarios, and I'm curious to hear what other people have to say and to see how this all plays out. But the Saturday night's main event has always been fun. It's going to be a great showcase, especially on NBC Universal. So this should be interesting, man. Who comes out of here? CM Punk, Jey Uso. Whew, that's a tough one to say, but I do believe that there will be shenanigans involved. But until then, I want everybody to stay locked into all of our social media pages and follow us on all of our platforms, like I said, at Wrestling Realm 2W. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at the Wrestling Realm. Don't forget to also follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _. And I think we're a great tag team. You know what I mean? I think sometimes we box ourselves in to certain situations, but you just got to tag in and out. I forgot.
I miss my partner tonight.
No, yeah,
I hope he using Dawn dishwasher liquid when he's saving all these ducks.
shout out
That's
to
the
brother
stuff that gets it up.
in
Yeah.
Miami. Trying to save the ducks.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm sure he'll tag us
He's
on
doing some good work.
he'll tag us on some social media stuff that he has, and I'm sure he'll tag us again.
The real
And
question is, did he take the belt?
That's a good
I hope he
question.
did. I hope
Did he tag
we
us?
should.
Tag us and take the belt. the belts and the
When did he
tag.
take his tag team championship with him?
I don't know. Tag teams. I
He
think.
probably because Dolph Ziggler signed half of his belt, so they can't leave the house.
Oh well. Okay. Yes. That's
Imagine that.
yeah. He's got to be like he's got to tag in the you brother guy and just buy two. That's what brother guy does. Okay, he signed this one, but this is what I just take everywhere. So that's like, oh yeah, cool. I like that logic. I'm okay with it.
That stays here. That stays here. That
Yeah,
doesn't leave.
but yeah, you have an interesting box behind you, brother guy. It's kind of like almost like
I didn't even notice.
no, yeah, it's almost like you guys the way it's on the side of you, like you're in a tag match, like it's like on a waiting for you to tag in on a apron.
Like a hot tag.
Not like a hot tag, yeah, pretty much, Anyway, we don't have time for you to hot tag and open it up, but it's okay. Like I said, follow us on all social media platforms. Championship Culture _ on Instagram. Trust me, the return of Championship Culture will be back very, very soon. But of course, until then, go to youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm. Playlist Championship Culture and catch up on everything in season 4. Go back and watch season 3, season 2, all the bonus episodes, especially one of my favorites where Brother Guy is wearing a Santa Claus hat, unboxing another championship belt. So there's more to come. Don't forget to check out Break It Down with not Break It. Is it still Break It Down, Brian H? You've rebranded like 3 or 4 times. Break It Down with Brian H. His latest episode, talking about the brothers, similar to what we talked about. That's why I was hoping he had a clip ready because I was like, okay, I think Brian H is in the same space as the rest of us. There's something going on with Jimmy and Jay, and I think that's going to show rear its ugly head at some point this weekend. But until then, you guys enjoy yourselves as usual, fans. Stay wrestling fans, all that good jazz, and we will see you again next week. We out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/The Wrestling Realm.